Hey everybody, welcome to Listen Up, Listen In podcast. I'm your host, Breezy. It is Friday. Yes, beautiful day. It's cold, but it's all good. We woke up this morning. All praises to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ. Amen. Yes, we woke up this morning. Yes. We woke up this morning. Yes. I hope your day is going well, and if it's not, woosah. Take some deep breaths in and out. This too shall pass. And hopefully tomorrow will be even better. Don't let them see you sweat. You know how people are. Come on now. Make it work for you. Anyway, I got a special guest coming on today. And I can't wait. I'm not telling you. So stay tuned to Listen Up, Listen In podcast. Come on now. Let's get it.
Tanya, you ready?
Listen up, listen in. 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 Thanks for tuning in. Let's have a conversation. Talking worldwide, it don't matter your location. What you going through and the topic may have relation. Let's get some motivation. Let's swap out education. Every Friday we heal, laugh, improve, and grow. Put some nutrients in your mind, give you food for the soul. I know you pumped and preparing for your weekend and low. Might as well join the discussion and tune into the show. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to Listen Up, Listen In podcast. I'm your host, Breezy. Now before I start today's episode, I would love for you guys and gals to follow me on social media. Go to Instagram, Listen Up, Listen In 5687, and on Facebook, Listen Up, Listen In. You can also email me on Listen Up, Listen In 5687 at gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, by following me on social media, you'll be able to see all the platforms my podcast is on. Wherever you consume my podcast, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast. Now let's get back to Listen Up, Listen In. Hey everybody, this is Preezy. I am back. Listen Up, Listen In podcast. Like I told y'all before, I have a special guest with me today. Let me tell you a little bit about my guest. He is a professional speaker, podcast host, and author. He's a father of an amazing son and a beautiful daughter. He has over 6 years of experience in public speaking, mentoring, and coaching. He is one of the most sought after professional speakers for inspiring and activating students and educators in America. His own life experiences, such as being born with a physical disability, 16 different surgeries from the age of 6 months to 17 years old, being bullied, attempting to commit suicide twice, graduating high school with a 1.7 GPA and being a 2-time college dropout, and being raised by a single mother, has made him an expert in his field. Without further ado, the host for Underdawg Talk podcast, Mr. Eric Jones Jr. What's up, Eric?
How are you doing? Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And I like to ask all of my guests before we get started, how was your day today?
Well, I'm I'm a teacher, and it's only 2 days this week we go, so kids is crazy. But we survived, so it was a decent day. It wasn't like a horrible Monday, so it was pretty cool for the most part.
And how's the weather? Because it's up in New York. We got like 29 degrees.
Well, I'm here in Indianapolis. Today it was actually warm, but over the weekend it was cold. So Indiana weather is bipolar. You never know what you're gonna get. So I just dress because it's gonna be cold. I'm gonna dress like it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, one day you got sneakers on, next day you're pulling out the Uggs. That's how it is in New York.
Hey, definitely. One day I definitely had the Uggs. The next day I have on some sneaks. Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
yes. So, tell my audience, who is Eric Jones Jr.?
Well, Eric Jones Jr. is a person. I'm the underdog with the heroic heart. And the reason why I'm the underdog with the heroic heart, because like you said, kind of in the bio, I was born with a physical disability. And this physical disability is called club hands, and it made both of my arms shorter than most humans. So I don't have the main, the main bone in my arm, the radius bone. So it made my arms curved. That's why I had several different surgeries. And I grew up with a mom and a dad, but my dad passed away when I was 3 or 4.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. Yeah, he died of cancer. So when I was born, like my mom, she loved me like any mom would. My dad, he really wasn't rocking with me because of the way that I looked. He like, oh, it's my mom's fault. It wasn't, nobody's fault because God made me that way. We all look different. We all was born different. So I just look different. So having a dad, I really don't know too much about him. I was 3 or 4 when he passed, but he just didn't. He accepted it, but he didn't accept it in a sense. But my mom did, so I'm thankful for my mom because throughout life, she never treated me like I was disabled. She never coddled me. She treated me like a regular person, and because of that, that helped me throughout life. But just being a kid, um, I love basketball. Basketball is the reason that I am who I am because when you look at most people with a disability, they don't play sports. Nowadays, you have more people, like on sports or they got a disability, they made a team, they on ESPN. I'm like, where was ESPN when I was a kid? Like, where were y'all at? Where was the cameras? There was no social media because I can really hoop.
Right,
And I took hooping into life. And it was like, okay, my arms are short, but I'm still a human. I'm still a person. And at a point, it was like, all right, I'm going to stand up to these bullies. I'm going to stand up to not just the physical bullies, the humans, but the bullies in life. Because being a black man in America is hard in itself, but being a black man in America and having a disability is especially hard because people don't. I'm from a small town, Michigan City, Indiana. So everybody knew everybody, so it wasn't like nobody didn't know who I was or whatever the case may be.
right,
But people still treated me different. And when they treated me different, it was like I had to accept like I'm me. Everybody ain't gonna like me. And now I tell people everybody ain't gonna like you because everybody ain't like Jesus. Like
right.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with people not liking me, but it took a while to get there. So with basketball, like I was really good at it, but I didn't have the grades. And I didn't really care about school. I didn't like it. I ain't want. The only reason I went is because it was girls there, and I could crack jokes with my buddies and rap at lunchtime. Like that, I'm just being honest. So I didn't take school serious, so I wasn't able to play on the team until like ninth grade, and then by then everybody was tall, stronger, and I just didn't make the team after that. So, but I looked at life like, all right, if I can dominate, if I can hang with these dudes, I can hang with anybody on what I'm doing. But I never knew what I wanted to do in life. I just was going through the motions. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen Set It Off. And when Stoney was asking Cleo, like, what do you want to do in 5 years? And Cleo was like, I just want to make it. I just want to make it to the next day. That just was
Right.
me. Like, I just want to make it. I didn't really have any dreams, goals, any of that. And most people that have a disability get disability check. I didn't get a disability check. They said I wasn't disabled.
What?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I didn't went through these different surgeries. I didn't gone to these hospitals, seen these doctors, but because I was able to work, I couldn't get it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, but I'm supposed to get it because if somebody goes to work and they hurt their back or they hurt their leg, guess what? They get a disability check. Oh, the person that's born with it didn't get it. So, and my pride kind of was like, man, I don't need it anyways. So just going through life, it was hard getting a job. Any job I've ever got is because someone knew me It wasn't like I could, except for maybe some temp jobs.
Right.
So just going through the motions of life, not being able to get that assistance, um, being an adult, going to college. College is where I became a man. Excuse me. Just in life, just like living on my own, handling life, not having rules, making mistakes, doing dumb stuff. Just learning how to be able to survive. And a lot of times in life, that's all we taught is how to survive.
Right.
Just to make it, just to make it to the next paycheck, just to make it to pay the bills. But at a certain point, when I was like 20, no, when I was like 27, I had my son, and so my daughter is like a stepdaughter, but she's my daughter. I've been there since she's been 6, so she was already there. It's a little different when you see your actual seed come out. The person you created, and it was like, all right, I need to get my life together.
Right.
And then I started speaking, and because people was like, "You got a good story," I'm like, "A good story? What are y'all talking about? Speaking? What is that?"
Right.
And I like to talk. I always got in trouble in school for talking. I talk all day,
Me
anyways.
too.
So, so he was like, put your story together. And speaking isn't just going up there, hey, I was born with this, or just like I'm talking to you. It's not that. It's more of teaching. And so I did a good job. Got married, got divorced. That kind of threw me off, and I started podcasting because I had a radio show,
Right.
and the radio show didn't work out, so I started a podcast by myself. Had co-hosts. One of my co-hosts passed away, so I had to
Oh,
restart. That's
wow.
how
Sorry.
Underdog Talk.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's how Underdog Talk started. So then I started coaching. I started coaching my daughter's team first, and then I worked my way up. Now I'm an assistant coach for my for the high school at the school I teach at, and I became a teacher. Well, I became assistant first, right? And it's funny how God works. I know you just heard I said I hated the school. I didn't like
Hmm.
it. None of that. How did I get into the school? Because God put me in there because He understood I need to learn how to teach. I know how to talk, but I need to learn how to teach. Teach a subject. Have a curriculum. Have a reason why we're doing this. Have a solution. Be able to fix a problem. So I learned all these different things by teaching the last 6 years. Yeah, 5 to 6. I say, going on 6 years. In January, and now I'm a teacher. Like I'm not an assistant. I got my own. Well, I have a co-teacher, but we have our own classroom. And just going through life, I understood like everything that you go through for a reason. I didn't understand why I was born the way I was until I was 30. It's like, all right, you born this way because you are here to impact people. You're here to change people's lives. You're here to use your voice more than just talking trash.
Right.
And that's who I am. I'm just a person that went through life, overcame different adversities, and came from out the mud. Like I've done everything on my own. I've had assistance here and there, but like assistance as people helping me. But for the majority of the work I've done, from graduating with a 1.7, two-time dropout, to being a co-author in a book, to mentoring kids in Nigeria, to being a basketball coach, just to doing all the different stuff, to being able to be on this podcast, I overcame it because I'm the underdog with the heroic heart. I just never gave up. And I want listeners to get that. Never give up. It don't matter what your situation look like, where you at, whoever you are. Just because somebody else in your family made it, you like, oh, I don't think you gonna make it, because you can't give up. And I realized that because it's not about me. Your life isn't about you. I wasn't born and had to go out through those obstacles because of me. It was because I'm helping people. I'm encouraging kids. Kids see me like, oh, he can really hoop, so I can hoop. Ain't nothing wrong with me. If ain't nothing wrong with me, I should be able to do that.
Right.
So just never give up. And that's just who I am. That's just a little spill of kind of like my life and what I went through.
Wow, that is awesome. Wow, I'm so proud of you, Eric. That's really awesome. I want to ask you, wow, I read, of course, that you had to do 16 different her surgeries. How that must have been really tough.
Yeah, yeah. It was like I don't remember a lot of them, like as a
Right.
shorty, but I remember. So I'll just tell about my first one. My mom told me. So I'm 6 months. Just imagine being a parent. Your 6 months old baby about to have surgery. So I don't really have veins in my arm. So they cut my left leg, my left ankle open to try to get a vein. They couldn't, and they had to put the IV in my manhood. So all this is when I'm 6 months old. My mom said after the surgery I was cool. All I asked for was my ball. Like I think it was a football or basketball. She said after every surgery I was cool. I remember my last one. I was when I was 17, middle of the school year, and I'm right-handed. I gotta have surgery on my right hand, get a metal plate in there. So I gotta learn how to write with my left hand, do everything with my left hand, because for however many weeks I had a cast on. But an hour after my surgery, it's called Shriners Hospital. That's where I got all my surgeries. Shout out to them. Very thankful for them because they help community and you don't really have to, for the
Shout out to
surgery.
them.
Because if we had to pay for them, I probably wouldn't have got none of them. So it's a basketball court, and anybody that's a hooper see anybody hooping, they going to hoop. I got a cast on, just had surgery, went out there and hooped and won because I just didn't want to give up. So those surgeries were to help to give me more hand mobility, all those different things. So even though I had a bunch of them, they sucked. I hated, I hate needles. I hate going to the doctor. People really don't understand. I'm like, if you been through what I've been through, you'll understand why I don't like needles. I don't need no tattoos. I don't want to get I was scared to get vaccinated. Any flu nut, I don't want a shot. I don't want you to take blood.
Right.
And so, like, people think I really be tripping. I remember it wasn't the last time I got my wisdom tooth, but it was the time before that. And I went in there and they did it the first time with the needle, and I was cool. So this time they got that big old needle. I started hyperventilating.
Wow.
I promise I don't hit women, but I was about to still off on this lady. Like if you put that, if you
Oh,
put, if you put that needle close to me, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we not doing this today. I'm like, no, I'm good. So I had to get it. I had to get the needle last time for my. I just closed my eyes and they was poking me. I was crying. I was in there boo-hooing. I was like,
you
they
couldn't do the
almost said
anesthesia?
that's what they were doing. They were
Oh, oh my.
yes, that's how afraid of needles I am.
Oh
I'm not with
man.
none of that. So just with the different surgeries, like that's why I don't like, I don't like going to the doctor, none of that. So it was to help me in the long run and I understand it, but it just made things worse for me to want to go to the doctor and stuff of that sort.
I know you're afraid of needles and stuff, but make sure you get your general
Yeah,
primary
yeah,
checkup every year.
I definitely go to the
Heart
doctor. Yeah,
test, heart test, all of that is so important, especially for us African Americans. So please get somebody to just stand, get your shorty
no,
to stay next to
people,
you.
people don't even understand.
I
Like,
know, I
look,
can
I got
imagine.
look, I got sick one time. They had to do mini surgery and put the IV in my neck.
Oh, wow.
That's how bad it is. So I'm like, nah. I I remember the dude. He like, oh, I know how to do this. No, you don't. And I literally like was about to smack. I had a pinched nerve, and so I was in so much pain. And he trying to put the IV. I'm like, dude, that's not about to work. Oh yes, it kept poking me. I'm like, if you don't stop poking me, I'm about to. I told him I was like, if you don't stop poking me, I'm about to hit you, bro. Like, I get you got a job, but you it's not working. And I'm trying to tell like people think the nurses be thinking I'm tripping. I'm like, I'm 36 years old. I know my body. You not about to put no. It's not about to work the way you think it's
Right.
going. So
Yeah, I know when my mother was in the hospital, and the nurses trying to get her blood, and they kept sticking her. And I was like, listen, stop sticking my mother, because you about to bruise her. So I'm like, go, because there's always a nurse there that knows how to take the blood. I'm telling you, there's always one. They might be on another floor, but I was like, go get them. And sure enough, it was a guy, and he did it correctly. He got my mother's blood. And I said, listen, don't be pricking my mother. If y'all can't get it, I want this guy, if he's here, or y'all find another professional that can do it correctly. Because they'll keep pricking you, and, oh, we can't get it. And I'm like, yo, stop. Stop. I was getting tight too. And they weren't even sticking my arm. They were sticking my mother. She was like, they don't know what they're doing. And I just had to say, yo, enough is enough. So yeah, because you'll get bruised.
yeah, I remember I had a bunch of band-aids. Like I think it's a picture somewhere. Like, but I remember I just had a whole because they kept poking me. I had just a whole bunch of band-aids because they couldn't get it. And so I definitely understand. Yeah, if somebody poking my mom, hey, you got one more time.
And listen.
It's going down in here. Like that's my OG.
I
Like
tell
what you
you.
on?
Kung Fu fighting. It's
Yeah.
about to be. I'm getting ready to turn to Bruce Lee up in the hospital because come on, my mother going, no, ow, ow, no. What she was feeling, it felt like they were doing it to me. And I was like, no, stop. Just stop. And then I went and got another nurse. So I can understand how you feel. Somebody constantly pricking you, like stop it already. So. Yeah, so you real scared of them needles. Me personally, I try not to look and then I'll just peek. I don't know.
I
I'll
can't do it
look
either.
and be like, let me make sure y'all doing the right thing, ain't doing something you're not supposed to. But with me, because of my ailments, I have bad back problems and shoulder problems, and I gotta get trigger point shots, so I gotta get needles all the time. So I done got so used to them. It's like I just feel like, go ahead, you know. It's just something that I got to deal with for the rest of my life. So but they're tiny, but still, it's still a needle. And I just be like, yo, just go ahead. Cause I think I hype myself up for it before they actually do it. So, but it's not easy. Especially for what you went through. I know it can't be easy. But you also mentioned bullying. What
Yeah.
happened with that?
I mean, kids is mean, so
Yeah, they are, man. It's
but I had friends. I had a friend as a kid. I ain't friends with him now as an adult, but as a kid, his name was Gus, and he taught me how to joke. Like he didn't never joke. He had joke on me, but he never joked about like my arms or anything. Well, maybe as we got older, because I got good at joking. But he just taught me how to joke. So people would joke, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm quick. I'm quick on the draw. So it get to the point where some people would be mad. Oh, the dude with short arms joking. What you thought I was just gonna let you joke on me?
right.
So as like in elementary school, I got in fights, cause I'm not no punk. Like my mom ain't raised none, neither me or my sister. So it's like, all right, you in my face. If my arms can touch you, you too close. So I need you to back up, or you gonna feel me. And I got, I would stand up to him. I've never been not one to stand up to somebody because we all bleed the same. So it's like I ain't really too afraid. And the most person I'm afraid of is my mom. But it did get at points where the jokes would get to me and stuff like that. So I had moments where it's like, man, skip school. I don't even want to go to school. I don't even want to be alive. So it got to the point where I did attempt to commit suicide once when I was like 7, then once when I was like 5th grade. And that was like around, I think my mom got a divorce to my sister's dad. Life was just going on. Um, but I always could stand up to the bully, but sometimes, the bully can get you. But it was like I never wanted to, like, I'm a man. Like, I never wanted somebody to be like, oh, I'm gonna just talk to you anyway, or I'm gonna just push you around. And what I used was, like I said earlier, basketball. Like, I talk trash. I'm Kevin Garnett, 5'7" Kevin Garnett, and I'm talking trash, but I back it up. So it's like, I ain't really necessarily trying to talk trash and be like, oh, I'm gonna beat you up or nothing. But it's like, you're not about to talk to me any old way because who are you? You nobody to me. I'm nobody to you. So if you gonna talk to me crazy, I'm gonna talk to you crazy. And most of the times it's on the basketball court. So 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna back it up. Like, you talking trash? I'm gonna talk trash. So it was just to the point where I understood like you a human, I'm a human, and I had friends that was ready, or my little sister, she ready. Like if it got to that point where they gotta jump in or something, so I was never too worried, and I just realized like you human like I'm human, like you're not gonna never talk to me out the side of your neck and think I'm gonna just stand there, and that's just how I think it's because I got a smart mouth, so I never really allowed it, but it was moments in life that did like get me to be like, man, skip this. I don't even want to be around no more.
Yeah. Are you close to your mom?
Oh yeah, that's my homie right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was close to my mom too. Yeah. That's cool. That's excellent. I love to hear people that's really close to their parent, you know what I mean? And I know how is your mom doing? Because I know it was probably tough for her being a single mother. How's she doing?
Uh, she all right. So
That's
she
cool.
did get married as an adult, and her husband passed away due to COVID.
My mom's died of COVID too. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she just, she had to deal with that, and then she's home, she's there alone. So like, I live here 2.5 hours. My sister live in California. She got friends, so she got her little part-time job. It's funny because she's still, just talking about the people or just talking about work in general. And it's like, okay, cool. But I'm at the point where I'm like, I got to step it up because I don't want her to work. Like, she had a little time off and she don't got to work. So she living her life. She's able to go on trips, spend time with my son,
Beautiful.
like do different stuff. So she good, but I want her to be able to do the stuff that she couldn't do, and I want to
Yeah.
be able to be that person to be like, all right, mom, where you want to go or what you want to do.
That's cool. That's excellent. Um, so you're an author,
Yeah, I'm a co-author. So, um, it was like when I first started speaking, maybe within the first 2 years, I was really kind of like I was in a community and I was kind of I was popping,
right?
and each of us had a chapter of different scenarios. One was an addiction to like porn. One was like they dad wasn't there. One um addiction to something else, me with my story. So it's just different people telling how they overcame different scenarios, and it was pretty dope. But I really didn't write. I talked. I did the audio joint. So I talked and then it turned into the script because I promise I love taking notes. I love writing, but when it comes to like writing, I rather just, and now I know I can talk. I'm like, oh yeah, I'd rather do that. I'd rather do the talking and then somebody turn it into a book because I think I'll be able to do better and get the thoughts out of my mind the right way. So that's kind of how that happened. Like, I think I was married at the time. We might have been engaged, whatever. But she was like, all right, we gonna make the investment, and did the book, had a little book tours, got to go speak with the book. It was pretty dope.
That's cool. So when you're mentoring and to people, what ages are you giving these speeches to? What is it at any specific age or
So I think with mentoring, that's about any age because I'm an elementary teacher.
right?
So it's all ages because our school is a charter school. But when it comes to me speaking and going to the schools, it's high school. So I would say probably juniors, seniors, maybe 10th grade, and then college students. And really just helping them understand the social and emotional because throughout life things are going to happen. They might not have been born with a disability, but something's going to happen that's going to take over their feelings, their emotional, or something's going to happen socially in life that can throw them off. And it's me really telling my story and how I got through what I got through, and they can get through the same thing. But it's more so me letting them know that education is important. Even though like school, like, you learn stuff in school, but you don't really learn stuff that you need in life, but you need that education because you're going to learn for the rest of your life. You have to be a student the rest of your life if you want to be great. So you got to get in the habit of wanting to learn, wanting to get information, and that'll help, further you in life. So that's kind of who I talk to. Mentoring, I started off with just boys, and it was a mentor program I had. It was called Young Kings because that was my team's name. I was a coach, and it was my first year coaching all boys. And if a player on my team, you ain't got your grades, you acting up, oh, you gonna have to come holler at me because you ain't about to play. I'm about to get you together. And a parent, it was a mom and dad, and they seen me, and her friend was like, oh, my son need to come to you. And I got kids from all different teams coming to me, and I'm cool with them, and mentoring them. So I started the program, and then I was able to through social media mentor kids in Nigeria, and then
Wow.
yeah, yeah, that was dope. Like it was like through an app, and they loved it, and I loved them. Like I wish it could have been like video. It wasn't. It was it's different time zones and all that stuff. But it was like through audio, and it was dope. And they would learn. They would give me feedback and different stuff like that. So that was dope. And now I would say like I don't know. Even as a kid, I love kids, like helping people and stuff. So I just do that now. Like it's kids and all through the school. Hey, Mr. Jones, come up. Kids, I'm bad with names. They be giving me hugs. I'm like, okay, I know the face, but I don't know the name. And kids be like, oh, you staying after school today? You hooping today? And then it's like they see me as the fun guy, but if I see them cutting up or they need a talking, hey, come holler at me. Let me get you together.
Right.
Because it's like as being a black man in the school is not too many of us, and then just helping the black men, boys understand like, hey man, you can't be cutting up. Like I understand it might not be fair, but you just can't be in here acting a fool, talking crazy to people, and thinking when you actually do right, you're not gonna get in trouble. So it's like just being able to mentor, but actually go speak. I don't know which one I like more. I like the best place that I like to go speak was a detention center because I could be real. I could
Oh
be funny.
yeah.
I could
Woo.
keep funky with them. And it's kids to this day. I ain't spoken about 2 or 3 years there. Still remember me. Hey man, what up? I don't remember them. Some of them I remember their face. But a kid, when was it? Whenever it was last warm, probably October here. I'm walking. I'm going from the barbershop to my crib, and I pass like I live in the hood, so I'm passing the liquor store, and I see some young dudes. They like, hey man, come here. I'm like, all right. I wrap my key around my hand because I got a little rock thing on there. I'm like, I don't know these dudes. Just to be on the safe side. I don't know what's going. Pull my pants up, put my phone where it need to be. He's like, man, you don't remember me? I'm like, oh okay, cool. It's a young dude, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm doing good or whatever. So to mentoring, that's anybody, but speaking is a certain audience. So I kind of long-winded with that answer, just because just thinking about the different kids I've mentored kind of got me talking. But yeah, mentoring is anybody really, but actually speaking and doing that, going to the schools is high school and college kids.
Wow. Mentoring in a detention center must have been tough.
No, it wasn't,
No.
because like when I walk in a
Wow.
room, I feel like the ground shake. Like I'm the man. Like I know I'm the man. So when I go in, kids look at me like, what this dude with the short arms about to talk about? Then I get to talking, they like, oh, okay, buddy from around the way. Oh, just because he looked like that, he didn't. Oh, okay. And then I talk to him, and they like it, you know. And I do use some for like I cuss. I'm from around the way, but like I can relate to kids. It's
Right.
like sometimes like, oh, why you cussing around the kids? They cuss. Their parents probably cuss worse than I do. It ain't that I'm cussing at them. I'm just, using the language they understand and it helps
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. So, how did you get into podcasting? I mean, you got like a lot of hats, bro. Like, how'd
Because
you
I
get into podcasting?
because I can talk. But
So,
no,
so.
but no. Like I said earlier, I had a radio show. It's funny because me and my best friend is like a shorty. We always talked about having a radio show,
Right.
and I so happened to have it with one of my other buddies I met here in Indianapolis. So we had a radio show. It was going good, but the radio station wasn't really about the right. So we ended up, ending it. And I'm like, podcasting. This is a few years ago before podcasting really became big. And I was like, man, I still want to do radio, but podcast. Oh, I can do podcasts on my phone for free. But then I was trying to motivate. Like nothing was wrong with it, but it wasn't me. I wasn't like talking my talk. So I switched it up and I called it because the first one was called some heroic heart or something like that.
Hmm.
And I changed it to It's a Jones thing because I could be me. I'm like, this is my show. I can talk how I want to talk. I can have who I want to have on here, whatever. And so it was just me at first. Then I started getting guests. Then some of my close friends, we all joined together, and it was like four of us consistently. It was two. It was the main one. She's the one that passed away. Rest in peace to Crystal. But it was just good, and it was because we had men point of view, women, and so we were gonna. It's the craziest thing. The last episode or meeting we had was like me and her got into it, but she didn't leave. We did the episode and we had a meeting, and we like, all right, this is what we want to do. We're gonna change the name because all of us so happen to be tourists. It was gonna be called I don't know. I don't think I can cuss. But it's called Taurus SHIT, and that's because we was talking our stuff, and it was like great meeting. And then Monday she ended up getting hit by a car.
Oh
So
my God.
yeah,
What?
yep. She was walking, her and her boyfriend. walking in the morning like they normally do. Person wasn't looking, and hit her. Tragic. Like we wasn't expecting it. I'm like, man, we just had this meeting, guy. What is going on?
Uh,
And so she didn't pass away right away, but she ended up passing away. And so her best, they call each other their best cousin, but it's her cousin more like her sister. She was one of the calls. Then it was my bro, and she just couldn't do it no more. She couldn't come over and sit in the seats and all that. So I was like, all right, what I'm gonna do, and that's how I got Underdog Talk. I was like, I've always been the underdog. That's kind of been my little angle since I started speaking and getting into, all this motivational stuff. So I was like, Underdog Talk, because Underdog Talk isn't just a podcast. It's going to be a talk show one day. And it's going to have all kind of people on there eventually. So I knew what I could do with Underdog Talk. And I love interviewing. I love talking to people and just having interesting people on and learning from them. And that's how I got, where I'm at with the podcast today.
awesome. How long you been doing the podcast? How long has Underdog been out, I should say?
Underdog Talk is I think every week this year, once a week at least. I've dropped a couple twice, so I'm at episode 50. Drops Wednesday.
Get it. All right, that's what's up.
Yeah,
50.
so total, I would say I'm close to over 200, like all together podcasting. I probably had 200. About 200 episodes because I was at 73 on It's a Jones thing.
Right.
And then I had the other one, and I think I might have had 20. Because I remember when I first started, people stop after 7 episodes, and I'm like, I'm gonna just keep rolling.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get a lot of listeners. Then I started getting listeners. I just kept it rolling.
Podcasting, you gotta have patience. It's all about patience and just letting it grow. It takes time. So you'll be fine. That's a lot of podcasters that I speak to. They like, listen, you gotta have patience. I'm like, well, I got patience. So just keep on talking. So keep on talking and keep on getting those guests.
Yep.
So,
And you gotta, with podcasting and anything you do, you gotta know your audience. Like, and
yes.
at first, like I was just talking or whatever, and then I started looking at the numbers and stuff, and starting to see who watches and all those different things
Right.
and listens and stuff. Because at first, I didn't have video. Like, and then that's the crazy thing. We like, all right, we gonna start doing video, all this stuff. And so I told myself I'm gonna do video, and then my computer broke. So then I figured out how to get my tablet to work to do it, and then I got a new job and at a new school, and I got a laptop. So I was like, boom, I'm back on video, and you keep consistent. It don't matter what the numbers say, you just keep consistent, because when you keep consistent, people gonna be like, oh, okay, you got 100 episodes, oh, okay. That's how you'll get somebody that you want on your show rather than people that you might need on your show. And
Right.
people that you want on your show is people that you need on your show because you understand why you want them on your show.
Yes. Yes. And let me tell you something. Before I got started, I was at the doggy park in Long Island, like where both of my parents are out there in that cemetery, Calvinton. And so there, across the street is a big, huge park. And we do like a memorial every year for them. But this particular day, I was walking my 2 dogs, and there was 2 ladies out there. They had their dogs in the doggy park. So they were listening to something. I don't know. It was a podcast. So the lady came up to me, we kicking it and everything. And she says, you ever heard of a podcast called Crime Junkies? And I was like, what? I don't listen to no podcast. Like, I wasn't really into podcasts once in a while. So I said, no, I never heard of no Crime Junkies. So she told me the website. I went on it. I was like, wait a minute. And it's a popular podcast. And I said, you mean to tell me these girls are just telling stories, and they're based on true stories, and their numbers is crazy high. You don't see their face. They just talking. They just telling stories. I said, wait a minute, I could do this. So I sat down one day, and me and my best friend was talking. And she was like, T, you talk a lot. Why don't you ever think about doing it? I said, let me just do my homework. I looked into it, and I looked at all these other podcasters that was just doing audio. And I said, I could start off with audio. I ain't got to really rush into video right now. I just started it. I just took a chance. And I was like, I could do this. So I started off slow, just doing my thing and taking my time and starting to get like other equipment. They said this, I can't think of this equipment right now. Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue, but it's the hottest thing. Roadcaster. I think it's is it Roadcaster? I'm not sure, but it might be called Roadcaster. And so I have that. So I'm getting ready to get that situated and stuff. And I want to learn about video because they say it's a lot when it comes to the editing and stuff. So I'm just trying to do my homework, you know.
I don't edit nothing. Like, I don't like editing. Like, when I was doing audio, I would edit, but it's like video, you kind of prepared, you kind of ready. The only thing, with technology, if you're doing virtual interviews, that happens. But I don't edit nothing unless something major happens in there because um, it makes my sound good, everything, and I want people to see like this me, like this is
Right.
where I started. I can go back and look. I'm like, man, you remember this episode?
So you just do the recording. That's it. You just do it.
Yeah, I hit record and we get
Right.
busy and that's it.
And
I
you're
don't do
on
all.
YouTube?
Yeah, yep. I'm
Wow.
on YouTube. I'm on all the podcast platforms, and like I edit as in I make clips.
Right.
So and that I ain't gonna lie to you. I love that. I love like, and I don't even like listening to myself. I never did until I had to do video editing and chopping up. And I love chopping up an episode and getting a minute of some fire of the episode,
Right.
and it just be good. And I like that part of it. I like actually having to do everything. Like I started off with just a phone. Like people,
Yes.
I started off with a phone. Like you ain't gotta have all that. If you got an app and your phone can talk, you better start you a podcast because that's the way.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's
That's what
people.
I was told
Gilly,
too.
Gilly and Wallow. I don't know if you listen to $1 million worth of game. They just signed $100 million contract podcasting.
What's their names?
Gilly the Kid and Wallow 267. $1 million
What?
worth of game. They it's two cousins. Wallow went to jail. He got out like 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. He was in there 20 years. And Gilly is a rapper. He was decent. He's most known for saying he ghostwrited for Lil Wayne, which could be possible at a
Right.
point in time. But they cousins and they just being themselves and they in a music game, so they get young artists, old artists, they get people that people want to hear and see and ask them questions. Like they interview somebody and know the person nickname. Hey man,
Wow.
hold on, how you calling me that? And it's like you sitting at the crib, talk, watching your cousins talk, and they signed $100 million contract with Barstool.
Wow. That is awesome. My goodness. So that's it. You got that craft and that get the gab and talking and you know your stuff. You just let it flow. I tell people, just talk. Just talk. And have fun doing it. You gotta love what you're doing because that's how it's gonna come out good. How it's gonna come out right. It's like being at a job. If you don't like the job, you're not gonna put your effort in. You ain't gonna put your 100% in it. But when you like something and you enjoy it, you're gonna put your 100% plus in it. So with podcasting, just talk and enjoy it. Wow, that's awesome. So what is the future with you when it comes to mentoring, podcasting, um, writing? I saw your clip. Before you even answer that, I had to share that on my page. I saw you bouncing that basketball, and I was like, oh, wow. Yeah. He said he was into basketball, and he said he loved it. And I said, wait a minute, let me see what he getting ready to. Did he just make that shot? I said, oh my gosh, I gotta share this.
Listen,
Awesome.
that's light work. That video is just me. I just like I want to do it because I'm about to start a new series called Underdawg pregame talk because I'm a basketball coach too.
Wow,
So,
nice.
but yeah, that clip was like I definitely put in work against a high schooler today. I don't know his name, but I'm sorry that I had to do you the way I did you. It
You
was a
heard
close
him?
game.
Did you heard
No,
him?
it was a close game, but they always be thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get Buddy out of there. I know he can play, but he ain't gonna get me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you. And it's funny because the kid was like, hey man, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't play him. Don't play him. I'm like, all right, bro. Because he was picking on a little middle schooler, talking about he can hoop him. I'm like, talk to somebody your size. He was bigger than me. He low key could have beat me. He missed a wide open layup. Like I just gave up on a one defensive play and he got a layup and he missed and it was over with from there. But
He played a good game though.
yeah, he played a good game. I missed some shots. I could have ended it early. And he was playing all ones. I was playing twos and threes, so I really won before I won, but I still had to beat him the way he was playing.
Wow.
So yeah. But to your question, I want to be speaking like paid enough to where I ain't gotta work. Um, mentoring, I think that'll just come with the territory of coaching and just working at a school and going to speaking schools. I definitely, once I get the speaking thing down, I want to have a program. I don't know if I want it just for dudes because I coach girls. I have a daughter. She's in high school. She's about to be in college. So it's
Nice.
like, yeah, I don't want to just leave the girls out because some girls don't have dads. Um,
Yeah.
writing, I definitely like, I got some stuff up my sleeve. Like, I want to do a move, like not a movie, a TV show, like
Right.
a comedy show. I already got like 4 episodes I wrote already. Um,
Nice.
but I think that'll all come once I start speaking. Everything will come into fruition of what I want to do. But I just want to be speaking and not working. Um, I love teaching, but I don't like working for people.
Right.
I never really have, and I want to be able to control my day and control what I do, and I want my kids to be able to do whatever they want to do. Um, and I want to do whatever I want to do. So paid speaking, and then everything else will fall in line. So I just got certified as a speaker, going through a course because like you can do it on your own, but you gotta have help. You gotta have some
Yes.
type of coaching and just learning the business. That's where I'm at now. Like learning the business where I'm signing contracts, I'm getting contracts over and over and different stuff of that sort, and not just here and there or speaking here and there where I'm traveling the world. So that's really my goal is to travel the world and speak, and then have one of the number one podcasts and be a 6 figure, 7 figure podcast. Definitely. So podcasting and speaking is my number one and two goals. And then everything else will happen.
Wow, that's what's up. You seem like you got it all planned out. And that's what's good. You got it all planned. So what inspiration can you give to others, whether for those that may be dealing with disabilities, um, you know, it may make them feel like, nah, I can't do this, I can't do that. Um, and the reason why I say that, because remember one time you and I was talking and I told you I had got injured and my right hand is disabled. And I'm like, I'll be trying to use my left hand and I just don't think I can. And you told me, yes, you can. And that kind of inspired me because now I'm really working out my left hand more, like got a little weight to it and trying to build it up. And I'm trying to I'm doing my therapy on my right hand. And even though it's a little difficult, but what you said and me reading your bio, I was like, yes, I can. I gotta try. So what kind of inspiration can you give to others that may have disabilities and who may not have disabilities, but they're insecure about themselves?
Um, everybody ain't gonna like you.
Right.
Um, first off, so when it comes to insecure or whatever you're doing, whatever if you have a disability, you don't, whatever you do in life that you want to do, go do it. Because the right people will fall in your lap. The right people will help you in business. You'll be able to make the money. You'll be able to impact whatever you want to do. Because I think a lot of times we're already kind of insecure of how we look or how people take us, but it's like we're some of the dopest people because we have to overcome a lot more than what people see on the outside. So skip what other people gotta say and be you and do you. Like that's really how I got to the point of me being who I am. Like I don't care what you gotta say about me. I don't care if you don't like me. I'm gonna be me and I'm gonna do me because that's how God made me. God all made us to be. We're all equal. We just look different. So nobody's better than you. I don't care what they look like, how much money they got, how many
That's
muscles,
right.
whatever, BBL, whatever. We all are equal. So
That's
when you
right.
understand that we all equal, you can go get it because we all got the same 24 hours. Some of us got to work a little harder. Some of us got to make those adjustments. But you working harder gonna make it worth it at the end. So don't give up and believe in yourself. Just believe in you. I made a video today about believing you first because if you waiting for somebody else to believe in you, gonna die. You gonna
That's right.
die waiting on somebody else to believe in you. Nobody gonna believe in you until you believe in you. I didn't get on the basketball court because somebody else believed in me. I believed in myself. My mama ain't never take me to no basketball court to say, let's go hoop, son. My dad ain't never take me. I took myself because
Right.
I believed in me. And once you believe in yourself and whatever you good at, go after it and do it. And the rest will happen for you. Like, don't let other people's opinion don't determine your ability. I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you for that. So, Mr. Eric Jones Jr., host of Underdog Talk podcast, where can we find you?
Podcast wise, Underdog Talk podcast on Facebook, Instagram. If you type it in on YouTube, you'll pull it up. You can find me on all podcast platforms. My speaking is Eric Jones Jr. Speaks. You put that in. Yeah, I got the same YouTube with the podcast and my speaking, but put that in on Instagram. You'll see my videos, or just put in Eric Jones Jr. Um, you'll know who I am by my picture, and that's where I really be popping. So follow me on Facebook. I need some more followers. I need some more traction. I'm trying to get that Facebook money. But that's how you can reach me on all social media.
So you on Facebook as what? Eric Jones Jr.?
Yep. Because I had Eric Jones Jr. Speaks, but my Facebook got hacked, and so that messed it up. So I just turned my Facebook into a business face, a public figure Facebook. So look up Eric Jones Jr. Speaks. I'm sure you'll find me. If you put in Eric Jones Jr. Speaks on Google, that's really how you can find me, and everything will pop up.
Right, because you're on Twitter too, right?
Yeah, it's Underdog Talk on Twitter.
Yes, Underdog Talk. And then you're on YouTube as well.
Yep, and that's just put in Underdog with a row of cart, or just type in Eric Jones Jr. Speaks. I'll pop up. You really can just this makes me really like my day just got better because I can just say Google me, Eric Jones Jr.
Yes,
Speaks.
just Google you.
Yeah,
Yes.
just
So
Google me.
everything will pop up.
Yep.
That's what's up. I appreciate you being on Listen Up, Listening Podcast. Definitely gotta have you on here again. It's been an honor, and your story is absolutely wonderful. Keep being that great father. Keep being that great mentor and speaker and coaching the young, the old, the middle age. We need people like you because, the youth out here, they're going the wrong way. And so if we have people that are positive and been there, done that, and can try to help them out, then please continue to do it. I know I'm thinking about mentoring, and because of my experience of being a retired correction officer, I've seen it all. And so I really am trying to help as many young people as I possibly can to stay out of Rikers. We all make mistakes, but don't go there. That's for sure. And we all human. So if I can help one, I'm happy. So you continue to do what you got to do, and good luck to you with your podcast. I see great things happening for you, and they already did. So I see greater things happening with you, Eric. So keep up the
Thank
good work.
you. Thank you.
And I want to tell all my uh peoples out there, thank you for listening to Listen Up, Listen In podcast, and always remember to live, laugh, love you first, because you can't love anything or anyone unless you love yourself first. Stay healthy, stay focused, keep God in your life, because without him, you ain't gonna make it. And hug your family just a little bit tighter. The world is crazy, y'all. Love you, mommy and daddy, forever. Thanks, Eric.
That concludes this episode of Listen Up, Listen In with your host, Preezy. Hey, yo, Preezy, tell them how to keep in touch, baby.
Go to Instagram, Listen Up, Listen In 5687, and on Facebook, Listen Up, Listen In. You can also email me at listenuplistenin5687@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, by following me on social media, you'll be able to see all the platforms my podcast is on. Wherever you consume my podcast, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast.
Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Yeah.